Okay, let's get to it because let me tell you, I got a lot to say. Hello guys, it's me, Mr. Fabulous. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, welcome. Thanks for clicking on today's video. It is a very special one and it's a video I've always wanted to do every single year, but I never get like super duper inspired to like sit down and do a video. Plus I'm like, who am I? I'm just at home in my sweatpants judging these like $1 million looks. But this year, this theme was just so amazing. It was Karl Lagerfeld, A Line of Beauty. And I just knew when I heard what the theme was this year, I just knew that there was just so much out there that Karl Lagerfeld has created that no one could mess it up. But however, some people did mess it up. But I'm just like, when you think of Karl Lagerfeld, you think of Chanel, you think of Fendi, you think of the early days back at Chloe and Balmain. There's so much that man has created that it's insane. Like, I mean, the Chanel boy bag, the Fendi print, the Fendi fur, like the list goes on. And the fact that this man, just alone, I'm so glad to have been able to live in the same time period when he was still alive, to like see those creations. I mean, his runways were impeccable and just insane that it's like no one can compare. He was truly a visionary. But it got me thinking, side note, it's crazy how when you pass, then those big celebrations come. You know, why don't we celebrate people when they are here and still alive, for them to see how much they are loved and appreciated. But anyways, before we dive into everyone else's look tonight and judge everyone, because let me tell you, I got some opinions. Can we get into my look? I was so freaking inspired, which by the way, I had to watch a damn tutorial on how to tie a tie because I haven't tied a tie in the last 10 years. And yeah, I'm sure it looks crazy. Look, just don't mind it, okay? We're here and yeah, I just love this look. I feel like it's so iconic for me. Enough rambling, let's dive into this year's Met Gala. Oh wait, I forgot, someone wants to say hello. Meow. Come here, girl. Oh, come here, I got you. Meow. Have you guys met little Chapette? Which by the way, Chapette made several appearances on the staircase on Monday, and she's gonna be helping me judge these Met Gala looks. You ready, girl? Meow. Now I'm here talking to a damn cat. She look cute though. Okay, so I don't really have these in order per se. I have them by best and and worst. So first we have Doja Cat. She is looking, I have to say, this is probably one of my top 5 favorite looks. She just looks so freaking amazing in Oscar de la Renta. And the prosthetic cat, like, oh, it's so freaking cool and it's so Doja Cat. I feel like this year she's really done amazing like makeup looks and fashion moments, and she's really just taken it there and just been like experimenting. But I love the makeup by Ernesto Casillas. I've written down a lot of makeup artists because, you know, as a makeup artist myself, to be known for like amazing work that you do, I wanted to shout out some makeup artists as well. The ones who really set up like amazing makeup look. And the prosthetic was done by Worship Mina. I loved her when she was interviewing with Emma Chamberlain and she was just like meow meow meow, like she was just in character.
So what was your inspiration for tonight? Be honest with me and go into detail. Wow. Wow. Wow.
What do you think, girl? Did she do you good? Meow. Okay, next we have Dua Lipa. She is wearing Chanel Fall Winter 1992 Couture, and she's wearing this Tiffany necklace that we've never seen before. They like literally pulled it out the vault, and I thought that necklace was so major and so freaking stunning. I could just imagine what the price that baby is. However, her look was kind of for me, especially her being on the chair. She was part of the chairman board. What's it called? I just thought the look was I thought it was very, you know, kind of simple. I mean, it's very Chanel and it's, you know, vintage Chanel at that. It's cool, but I would have just liked to have seen a little bit more. I feel like her hair down like that just looked a little too relaxed and it was kind of like, I don't know. I love Dua Lipa, but just this look was just not doing it for me. Next we have Karlie Kloss, which I believe was one of the worst looks. Then again, when that year of camp, And she was looking camp in the eye. Baby, she did the same thing again this year. I don't know whose eye she was looking at, but she was not looking into Carl's eyes and remembering him. She's wearing Loewe, and it's a reimagined dress from Karl Lagerfeld's Spring Summer 1983 collection for Chanel. You know, so the inspiration was there and whatnot, but it just didn't do it for me. And she's so gorgeous, but the dress just looked, you know, just too plain. I don't like that yellowish gold kind of like print on there. I know it's supposed to be like a blur line kind of thing, and then she has like the pearls on top. She could have just done better. I mean, she's freaking Karlie Kloss, and you have like so much at your fingertips that it's like, why choose this? Next we have another best dress, Anne Hathaway. Just wow. She's wearing Atelier Versace, and the look is just beyond like tweed, you know, with the Chanel tweed jacket. It gives very, very, you know, like kind of old lady. But the way Donatella made tweed look sexy and this just slit, cut open dress, it just looks like Donatella and Karl Lagerfeld collaborated and made this dress, and Anne Hathaway is just working it. Okay, next we have another kind of look. This look wasn't like the best, but it also wasn't like the worst. And I'm giving it to my girl Sydney Sweeney, which love her in Euphoria. But this look, I will start with something nice. Her hair and makeup was gorgeous. When I saw her on the carpet, I saw her like close up on her face first. And the hair was by Glen Coco, amazing hair artist. And the makeup artist was Melissa Hernandez. So freaking beautiful and stunning. She was wearing Miu Miu, and the dress was pretty. I think what just threw me off were the just like black bows that cut off like I think right below her knee, and then she had one in her hair, so like my eyes went straight towards up and down with that really pretty dress. I feel like she could have done something way better, but it was okay. This next best one kind of shocked me because lately I just been not feeling her. She doesn't have that sazon like everyone's saying, and I don't know how the hell she is booed up with my man Bad Bunny, because she need to back off. I just want to know, what do they talk about? Like, how do they communicate? I don't know if it's going to be I doubt it's going to be in this new season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but next season will we see it? Because I didn't know what's going on here. I feel like Kris Jenner's behind this. But her look for the Met was one of my favorites. I feel like it was just, you know, different for her. But first of all, this look was designed by Marc Jacobs. They collaborated to do this Met look. And this long sleeve sequin leotard is something that I want to also, again, wear one day. And can we talk about those boots? Chunky platform lace-up boots was like the thing for this Met this year. Those boots were killer. They were sky high and made Kendall look like even more of a giant. And they were embellished with crystals, and they just looked so freaking cool. I loved her hair and makeup as well. The makeup was by no other than the legendary Mary Phillips. And I gotta give my little, you know, not this glove being too big, I didn't give my little clap to Kendall, because she did that with Marc Jacobs. Like, okay girl, thanks for not coming boring and plain to the Met. But that's it. That's the only nice thing I'm going to say about her for the rest of the year, until she stops saying Mr. Benito. Next we have Lily J. Collins, who is the star of Emily in Paris. And this look is by Vera Wang. And I think that the name Carl on that train looks so cheap. It looks like it's literally like one of those iron-ons. And it just, I feel like it wasn't a big moment that she thought it was going to be. And I'll get into that why, because there's another person who did this really massive train on the carpet. We'll come up to the name in a bit. But compared to his and her train, it's like, girl, you thought she was doing something, but however, her co-star, Ashley Park, she looked so stunning in this Michael Kors outfit. Next, we have a worst for me. Florence Pugh, who came onto the carpet with a shaved head. That was like her debut of her shaved head, and I was like, okay girl. You know, when I think of the Met, the first thing I don't think of is, oh, I'm gonna shave my head. But you know, you want to make a moment, and maybe she's been wanting to shave her head, and I don't know. I barely know anything of Charlie Puth, but she was wearing custom Mason Valentino by Pier Paolo Piccioli. I'm so butchering that name, but this is Pier Paolo Piccoli for Mason Valentino. And I just didn't like that headdress had like the sticks and the feathers. It just looked so awkward on her shaved head, and I was like, it was just like, I don't know, it looked off. Like, of course it was black and white, so just because it's black and white you think it's gonna be part of the theme, which yeah, a lot of people did that, but the way it fit like right up here looked so kind of like sloppy, and it just looked like, I don't know. And Pier Paolo did another Valentino look that we're gonna come up shortly, and he killed it with that one. But with Charlie Puth, isn't that other guy who sings? But Florence Pugh, she just didn't look, I don't know, she didn't look polished. Now, best Rihanna, which by the way, she's the only one Anna will allow to be late at the Met, and I didn't get to see her on the live stream because the live stream ended before she got there, and everyone was waiting for Rihanna to show up, because obviously we want to see what she's going to wear, because she always shuts it down. And I was so happy to know that she was attending this year, which if she didn't attend, I would have been like, girl, you could do the Super Bowl, but you're not going to do our Super Bowl? But she pulled through with her boo, wearing custom Valentino by Pier Paolo Piccioli, the one who we were just talking about with Charlie P. You see, that's why her look didn't come out good, because he was so focused on Rihanna's look and getting that together last minute. And yeah, he put all his time into that, which he should, but he left Miss Florence Pugh looking a little messy, okay? But he killed it with that look, the gorgeous camellias around, like that, like cape, jacket, egg moment, like just looked so freaking stunning. And she looked like, you know, Karl Lagerfeld's brides, his iconic brides. And yeah, it was almost kind of like us seeing like her on her wedding, you know what I mean? Like that's something I feel like she would wear, and it was just but I mean, come on, it's Rihanna. Did we expect anything less? Next we have Janelle Monáe, and she was one of my I didn't care too much for it. She was wearing Tom Brown, custom Tom Brown, and I just feel like she was in her Gaga era because you remember when Gaga infamously did the whole reveal on the carpet, and it was like a huge moment, and it was so camp, and it was so Gaga, and it was so freaking cool. And I feel like watching Janelle do it, I just couldn't stop thinking of Gaga. And also like the reveal wasn't, first of all, the reveal happened way too slow for my liking. I was like, can we get the damn jacket off? And then what are we seeing? We're seeing like this see-through, I don't know what they're called. It's like a, I don't want to say bodice. It's like a, you know what I'm talking about. It's one of those things. And then at that, I mean, she looked great underneath. Her body was rocking and she looked good. And the sneakers were cool. But I wasn't like gagged. I was just like, okay, cool. This is a cool little moment on the carpet. You know, something to watch and see. But I wasn't like, like, oh my God, that revealed to something amazing. And I was like, this has never been done before. We've never seen this before. Which I get. It's hard to do something that hasn't been done before. I get it. But all I could think about was Gaga in the moment. And I hate to compare her to another female. But, you know, just my preference. I was like, okay, Janelle, who's next on the carpet?
So,
no, I'm saying
what now?
I mean, it's,
but anyways, next let's go on to a best. It's Keke Palmer. She looks so freaking glamorous and stunning. She was wearing Sergio Hudson, which when I saw him, I was like, that guy looks so familiar. And come to find out, he was from a TV show I watched back in 2013. It was called Style to Rock, and it featured Rihanna. And it was like these designers who were in a competition and whatnot. And he won. And I was like, I haven't seen that fool since literally 2013 when he won. And then I guess I never heard of him since. So it is amazing to see that he dressed Keke Palmer for the Mets. Like, I'm sure as a designer, that is freaking huge and amazing. She just really wowed me. When I saw her on the carpet, I was like, Keke Palmer, okay. I mean, we know she's that girl, but that night, she was really that girl. This next worst one is by Lil Nas X. Again, another Cats on the runway. We had another Chopin inspired look, girl. Yeah, she was really inspired by you. But it didn't give cats until later on. He did an interview with Emma Chamberlain, and he did the same thing Doja did. He was like, meow, meow. And I'm like...
Wait, so who made it? Meow. Oh, okay. Again, more meowing tonight? Meow. Okay.
First of all, if I had the body like that, of course, I probably want to go like that too, to an event and be covered in crystals. But I was just like, it just reminded me too much of Doja Cat's look that she did with Pat McGrath with the, which by the way, Pat McGrath did this look as well. But it just reminded me of when Doja did the red crystals for her for Paris Fashion Week. And I was like, all right, you just kind of like went up Doja because you just did the whole body instead of just the face. Yeah, I just felt like it was, I didn't like it. I was just like, you look crazy, fool. If you're going to be show stopping, we're going to go into our next best look, which is Jared Leto, who literally came as a clone of you. Not you specifically, but you know, the original Chapette. That is a wow moment, and that is something that's camp and fun, and it literally looks so lifelike. Like the details in that costume was insane. Just fun. You know, if you're gonna have fun, at least make it like good. The way Lil Nas X did it, it was just, I don't know, I felt like more tacky than fun. You know what I mean? So next, this woman has a lot of buzz around her because she's coming out with the new Barbie movie. She's the star. She's Barbie of this movie, Margot Robbie, which I love her, and she's an amazing actress, and you know, she's always looking beautiful and stunning. And for the Met, I gave it a eh. I literally wrote down when I was getting all this information, I put, love her and excited for the Barbie movie, but she looks like just Hollywood glamour. Like she just looks, you know, regular Hollywood glamour. She could have worn this to any other carpets, but I feel like it wasn't for the Met. She's wearing a recreation of a vintage Chanel look originally worn by Sidney Crawford, which by the way, the one Sidney wore, that's just an iconic moment and one that, you know, goes down in history. So I love the homage in history to her look. I feel like she really could have just played it up a whole lot more. Like, I mean, do like a Chanel Barbie. Like she could have really went there like with the 1995 Chanel, like the whole colorful and, you know, neon kind of vibrant colors would have been so cool. Again, kind of the same person who falls in with the same as Margot Robbie, but for me was on the worst and not an eh. It was an eh, but Kylie Jenner, sis, what happened? What happened? She's wearing Hater Ackerman for Jean-Paul Gaultier, which she's the new face of Jean-Paul Gaultier, which is really cool. They did an unveiling in New York on a poster ad, and she looked amazing in that. But the look was, again, like I said about Margot, I could have seen this on another carpet and it would have just been like that. I feel like her hair didn't even give, her makeup didn't even give. The outfit was just, I mean, it was red and her train connected into a cape. But I feel like it was very lazy and there wasn't any thought into it. And I mean, she's done some iconic Met looks. What was this? There's no excuse why you'd wear something that boring. Okay, so you remember how earlier I mentioned Lily J. Collins and her Vera Wang dress, and she has the train that said Carl on it. It looked like it was an iron-on. Well, she thought she was going to have a moment like Jeremy Pope. I actually don't know who Jeremy Pope is, but he did a look with Olivier Rousteing from Balmain, and they did this custom cape with a picture of Karl Lagerfeld on the cape. And I mean, this cape was huge and it was grand, and it wasn't like just a picture printed on fabric. It was like, I want to say it was like, it was fabric, but it was like winded up like maybe like a mesh or something, and it like created this image of Karl on the train, and it just looked like, wow. That was honestly the one look that when I saw live, it was just like jaw dropping, and I literally was like, had a smile on my face, and I was like, damn, now that right there is an honor to Karl Lagerfeld. Next we have Kim Kardashian, and you know, last year she had that amazing moment with the Marilyn Monroe dress. You know, she made headlines all across the globe, and it was a huge moment. And I feel like because of that, maybe she kind of just fizzled out for this year, because she put all her energy into last year's and she'd have no energy this year because she was wearing Schiaparelli. My aunt pointed this out. She mentioned that it reminded her of the Playboy photo shoot. You remember when Chris was like, "You're doing amazing, sweetie"? Like, it literally was like that look. And I felt like she had skims underneath peeking through, and it just felt unfinished at that waist part. It felt like just like it should have been an all beaded pearl dress. Usually Kim and Kylie always bring wild looks, and it's usually Kendall who's kind of like eh. Alright, now we're gonna get into some body. Y'all think Kim was serving body? No, baby. Teyana Taylor, she was wearing Tom Brown, and then she had like a little ponytail like Cara, which I thought was super cute. And then this tweed and the cutouts by her waist and hips and the back, like it just gave body. Oh, she looks so cool and sexy in that outfit. And the worst for me, however, was Mary J. Blige. She was wearing Burberry, which that outfit didn't even look like Burberry. I hated the color of it and the boots, and I was just feel like, Mary, switch it up, girl. We see this. I feel like we've seen this look so many times, and I just did not like it. I love the makeup though. The glam was glamming on her, and the makeup artist is Merrill Hollis, and he used all Danessa Myricks products, and her glam just looked so stunning. I was just obsessed with the glam, but I hated the outfit. Next we have my plus size baddie, which I don't know if she's still considered plus size because she looks so good. Ashley Graham was wearing Harris Reed, inspired by Chanel 1987 Fall Couture. Oh, the body just looked insane. The way it just came out on the hips, and that shoulder piece. It reminded me very much of the Terry Mugler. I know Cardi B wore years ago. You know how it had like that, kind of like it opened up. It reminded me of that. She was a best dress for me. Next we have Lizzo, and I put I don't know. Love the hair and makeup. The makeup was by Alex Mayo. His ad is I Want Alex. And the hair was by the Shelby Swain. The dress was Chanel. It was custom 1991 fall. That was the inspiration. It was made for Lizzo. So she was wearing Chanel. It's fabulous. However, I like the back, but I didn't like the front. I feel like it was unfinished. The way it kind of just stopped right there. I would have loved to maybe seen the pearls go more down to the floor. But I feel like that stop right there was kind of just, I don't know. I like the back. I like more because the pearls went longer, and the train had like some little detail on it. So I just wanted a little bit more detail on the front. I caught her after party dress. She was wearing Paco Rabanne, and Paco Rabanne is one of my dream dresses to like wear one day. Like, oh, she was wearing this gold Paco Rabanne dress for the after party with blonde hair. Her makeup looks stunning. I preferred her after party look to her Met Gala look. I was like, damn, Lizzo, you look bomb, and can I wear that dress? Next we have my girl, Miss Ice Spice. Like, she was in her mood. She was wearing Balmain. This is her first ever Met. So we're not going to go too in, but my first thoughts was, you know, she was wearing Balmain. Balmain also worked with Jeremy Pope, the one who did that insanely amazing train. I feel like he was so busy with that look. And they were like, oh, Ice Spice is gonna, you know, be dressed by Balmain as well. And he was like, okay, have her pick one of the dresses from the rack, because that's exactly what it looks like, a dress from one of the showrooms. She looked gorgeous and great, but it just wasn't anything wow. It was just safe, very safe. Next we have Kim Petras wearing Marc Jacobs, and hate the makeup and hair. Love the shoes, but her hair just looked so flat. Her makeup looked too just like washed out. I was like, she doesn't look good. I'm happy for her to be at the Met, and the look was okay. It wasn't like anything wow. It was just black and white. Next we have Giselle Bündchen. I'm still pronouncing that wrong for sure. But Giselle, she's one of my favorite models. And when I saw her in this look, the first thing I did, saw her in this look, was I grabbed my Harper's Bazaar. This is the Bazaar's Greatest Hits. And when she came out, this is one of my favorite photos as well. And when she came out, I literally ran to my book because because I was like, I haven't seen it in years, and I was like, is this the look I think it is? And it is the one that she wore in Karl Lagerfeld's house, and she was wearing the Chanel Haute Couture photographed for the June 2007 issue by Karl Lagerfeld, and it was shot in his home. And I was like, this is, I think it was shot in his home. One of them they did that was shot in his house. I believe this is his house. Now this next one really checked off all the boxes for me. She was, Rita Ora. Could we get into those nails? I believe they were a foot long, if not over a foot long. The nails, I had to write it down because we had to give credit where credit was due. The nails were by Naomi Nails NYC. So freaking cool. The way she was posing with her dress too, I felt like the nails, that those beads were just like part of the dress. And those nails were a moment. She had the best nails and Doja Cat had the best nails. The makeup was by Anthony H. Nguyen. And glam, nails, hair, outfit, just Rita Ora did that. And I'm like, good job, girl. And by the way, her dress was Prabal Gurung. Prabal Gurung. Prabal Gurung? One of them. Just don't say Prabal Gurung. Next, we have one of Carl's, like, I'm sure, like, his favorite people, model. Like, she was like, when you see Cara Delevingne, you just think of Chanel. And she's had an iconic time with the brand and with Carl. And the makeup was stunning. The makeup was by Hung Van Gogh. Loved the hair too. She wore this white Karl Lagerfeld couture dress, and it was like a take on the, you know, Carl's white button up, and just made it like the stunning. It had like this train, and I love the sleeves on it, and I love like that kind of pant over the shoe. Love the gloves, and it was just a very cool nod to Karl Lagerfeld. She just looked badass, and that makeup was good. Next, we have someone who had a lot of fun at the Met Gala. Before, during, and after, Cardi B, she first came out. Actually, I don't think I wrote it down. Did I write it? Okay, for the pre-carpet, she wore custom Miss Sohee, which was like this gorgeous pink. I don't think it was feathers. I believe it was like some kind of material, but it looked very gorgeous and grand. And we thought she was coming to the carpet like that. But the designer said when they got into the bus, they changed into her carpet look, which she was wearing Chen Ping. And that look just looked, I love the hair. I love the top part of the dress. I love the skirt. She said it was very inspired by like the Chanel boy bag, and then like the camellia flowers over the dress looked so cool. And it was just very also different for Cardi B. In those two moments, she already came up with two banger of dresses, and then inside the Met she changed into this Richard Quinn, and I believe it was a pink houndstooth tweed moment. And she really, like I said, had fun with the Met and really, you know, tried different looks. And it wasn't, you know, the same sexy look, which we would have loved, but she gave us, you know, still her body, but she gave us some fashion with it as well. And she really took the theme to heart and really, I feel like, honored Carl in her looks. Okay, so these next ones, the next four I have are like the best ones. Also, like I said, these weren't in order, but that was, I didn't have any more for my worst or best. Paris Hilton, which I'm so surprised this was her first Met. Like, she is like an icon herself. So it was cool to see her come for her first Met to, you know, honor Carl. She wore Marc Jacobs and she looked good, sexy, cool, like black, and that glam by Glam Tech Steven, one of my other favorite makeup artists. And the shoes she was wearing, just hair, makeup, outfit, the designer, the look was just like, okay, Paris, you look so fabulous for your first Met. And another best one that I liked is Emma Chamberlain. I actually love her interviews for the Met. I believe this is her third year now in a row that she's been on the carpet to interview celebs as they come up. She showed up in this Miu Miu. It was like a light, I want to say baby blue. It was like a shade of blue. And I love like the crystal detail along the midriff waist. And just those little peekaboo of crystals peeking through the of like the cut up like kind of tuxedo jacket. I was like, this is a really cool Miu Miu look. Loved her makeup. Did I get her makeup artist? Her makeup artist was KD Nahan. The makeup looks so good. I love like that blue eyeshadow. Her hair looked gorgeous with the headband. Next we have J-Lo, and my girl Chapette over here was very inspired by J-Lo, weren't you, girl? She's giving very, you know, the Ralph Lauren pink, and you just, you know, you really gave me J-Lo tonight. She also wore Ralph Lauren for her after party look. She wore like this cool like suit, which I thought looked so sexy and cool, but her red carpet look was gorgeous with that pink satin. It just looked like, but she also looked like she was going to like a royal wedding with the hat. The hat, I'm like, because if she would have done her regular like glam hair, you know, like down or something, or like an updo, it'd be stunning, and you know, it'd be like, oh yeah, you know, J-Lo looks good like how she does every year. The hat was a touch that made it more fashion, more high fashion, and different for J-Lo. Makeup artist Ash K. Home. That glam was sickening. And then last we have P. Diddy, and he was wearing Sean John, and I thought his look was really cool. It wasn't boring. He had the flower camels. I believe they were like in a leather or material, but it was like in a cape, and he went with his little, you know, I don't know what the relationship is. Lala Anthony tried to clarify it on the carpet, but it didn't really go nowhere. Krisha, Miss Young Miami. City Girls is up a million with this look. She was wearing Act number 1. I believe that was the designer. And that's fur around her shoulders, and the way it looked like a collar just looked so like, I was like, okay, Carisha. Like, and her after party for the Sean Diddy party, and it was by Marnie X Marnie, which I believe is just Marnie. This right here gave like that 90s Chanel, like, I wouldn't be mad if she wore this for the carpet too, but I love her carpet look. But that after party was like a banger. First of all, the detail and the chains, how it had like the braid, and then the headpiece alone, the braid with the chain going up like that. And instead of doing the CC for Coco Chanel, she did the CG for City Girls. Like, whoever came up with that idea. Well, Chapette, what did you think of all of the looks this year for the Met Gala in honor of your dad, you know, Carl? Did you think everyone came correct? Meow. In all honesty, my little fashion heart was beating so hard. I was like so inspired to just do this video. Disclaimer, obviously all the thoughts in this video are just my opinions and what I think. I know we all have different tastes. You know, just take what I say not so seriously. This is just all in good fun. Right, girl? We're not being shady. We're just saying how we feel. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button. If you guys like it, I think we're going to start doing one every single year. I cannot wait to see what next year has in store for us. I really hope. I'm surprised Kris Jenner was not there. I'm surprised Lady Gaga wasn't there. I'm surprised Bella Hadid wasn't there. Beyonce. I know Beyonce's busy with her tour over there in Europe. But we also, Sarah Jessica Parker. We missed a lot more people who should have been there to serve some more looks. But nonetheless, even with them not there, we still had amazing, amazing fashion moments. So make sure to like this video if you liked it and enjoyed. Comment down below who is your top favorite Met Gala look, like your #1. I want to find out. Chapette wants to find out, huh, girl? And if you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Tell them, girl. Tell them to subscribe, because you don't want to miss any future fabulous videos from me. And with that said, I will catch you guys in another video. Bye.